Hello everybody, how are we going? Oh, I'm so excited to be here. Just out of interest, who have we got here in their 20s? 4 people, okay, great. Let's go to the other end. Who's negative gearing tonight? Everyone cheer, come on. My parents are 70 and they need to die. I need a house. I love them, but come on, 70, get out of here. They were born in the same city, in the same hospital, in the same week, to the same father. It's adorable, but they're... I love my parents, but no, it's really lovely to be here. My parents they've been together for like 45 years, something like that. Been happy for 2 of them. I'm in a relationship. My partner's American. We met on Ancestry.com. Not important again, but my partner's American. Do we have any Americans here? Oh, I love America. It's great. She took me to America. It was fantastic. What a fantastic country. We went to Washington, D.C. It's amazing. You go to Washington, D.C., 10,000 Americans there. It's the greatest country on earth. This is the greatest democracy on earth. You guys love America, don't you? Americans love America. They have Mount Rushmore in America. That's a very American thing, isn't it? Someone saw a mountain and they were like, there's a beautiful mountain. You know, make it better. George Washington. Can you imagine that in this country? Just someone like, yeah, Mount Kosciuszko is pretty good, you know, and make it better. ScoMo. That's never happened. So we went to Washington, D.C., and then my American girlfriend, who I love probably, she was like, oh my God, we went to my national capital. I want to go to your national capital. So I had to take her from Washington, D.C. to Canberra. Bit of a change of pace. DC, greatest country on earth, yeah, America. We went to Canberra, we went to Parliament House. There was one guy there, and he was like, you don't have to come in if you don't. And it was Anthony Albanese, like that's our country, isn't it? So thank you all for being here. I'm so excited. You're gonna have a great time. Modi's fantastic. You're gonna love the show. I'm not that Jewish. They called me and they said, do you want to open for Modi? I said, yeah, I'd love to. And they said, you Jewish? And I said, yes, but emphasis on the ish. I'm not that. I did a DNA test a couple of years ago and I got a letter in the mail and it said Jew, which is weird because I didn't send the DNA to anyone. And Ancestry.com told me I'm 15% Jewish, which is not enough for this gig, is it? Really? I have a foreskin. Well, it's not mine, I found it. But the point is, I met a moil. So anyway, my girlfriend's more Jewish than me, you can tell, because here's what happened in my family. We were Jewish, and then the 1930s happened, and suddenly we were Catholics. And you can see it in the names. My uncles all have New Testament names. They're like John, Anthony, Paul, Judas. We don't talk to that one. But her uncles are all Old Testament. My uncle's John, Anthony, Paul. Her uncles, Mordechai and Shlomo. So she's a little Jewier than I am, but I'm trying to learn. I love her. It's great. She's moved here for love because she's met someone else. And I have one other Jewish job, by the way, which isn't a joke, it's a true story. I worked for the Australian Census, and a friend of mine who's a Jewish comic, and I got an email the other day saying, would you like to work for the census? And I contacted my friend and I said, you should work for the census. And my friend, he goes, well, my family don't believe in the census. And I said, really? Because it exists. You don't have to believe it, and it's there. And he goes, nah, mate, we don't fill out the census, you know, because we're Jewish. We don't want the government to know we're Jewish. And I said, that's a great plan, except your last name is Goldstein, and you live in Caulfield. They know. You're an interesting crowd. Some of you are laughing, and some of you are looking at me like I'm your son, and I've disappointed you. That's nice. I get it. It's okay. My girlfriend's moved to Melbourne, which is nice. She loves Melbourne. She loves it. I have to teach her things about this country. It's very hard to teach an American about Australia, if you're from Australia, because I don't know anything. Like the other day, she was like, oh, I want to go out for a real authentic Australian meal. Can we get a real Aussie meal? So I took her to Coles, bought her a mud cake. Like, what do we have? We got nothing. Been taking her to places. I took her to, we went to Uluru, we went up to Cairns. It's amazing. You go to all these touristy places, you meet the people that work at them, they're all tourists. It's really weird. They're all doing their 88-day working holiday. They don't want to pick strawberries and put needles in them, so they're up there, working there. very confusing. We got a tour of the Great Barrier Reef from a Mexican guy. I was like, brother, I appreciate it, but you're Mexican. What do you know about barriers? You know, it just doesn't make sense. Good. You guys are laughing because sometimes you do these jokes in Melbourne, and Melbourne, we get very concerned. We're very precious. Like, Melbourne's a very politically correct place, isn't it? Like in Melbourne, we're all very pro-Indigenous rights, and then we go to other states and we see them and we lock our cars. Like, that's what Melbourne is all about, isn't it? I just want to say the right thing. I don't want to actually do anything to help. I just want to say it. Like everyone, all my friends have the always was, always will be shirts. You know those shirts? It's your land. Always was, always will be. And then we keep the land. It's yours, really? Nah. Stop lying. Why are you lying? It's rude. We've done a lot of horrible things to Indigenous people. I don't think lying is going to make it better. It's like the Germans being like, your grandpa, he's over there. Really? No, but imagine. You just don't do that. That struck a nerve. All right. It's just jokes, everyone. I don't like the shirt because we're not giving the land back, so why say it? I think it should be more realistic. I think it should be like used to be, isn't now, will be Chinese. Like that's what it... Okay, some of you guys didn't like that joke, and let me just tell, if you're one of the people that found that joke uncomfortable, I'll just tell you this is true. That joke was actually written and given to me by an Indigenous comedian, but I don't acknowledge it, it's mine. So just... There's some people here who don't know what to do. I vote Greens, what do I do? I got taught the other day about something called intersectional politics. I'd never heard of it before because I'm a white man, I didn't need it. It's... Guys, I'm going to be off stage in 2 minutes, just go with it. It's where racial politics meets like political stuff, and like in the intersection between racial politics and normal politics, that's called intersectional politics. I'd never heard of it before. Did you guys know? I just learned this. Did you know Melbourne doesn't have intersectional politics? We have hook turn politics. That's where even if you want to go to the right, you have to pretend you're far to the left. No, you're all wrong. That's actually a hilarious joke. That is the best traffic-based pun you'll hear all day. I'll tell you a quick story and then I'll get out of here. So my partner, we have different ideas about what's fun. Like, because the things she finds fun, I kind of sometimes, like the other day she was like, we should go to the Harry Potter store. There's a Harry Potter pop-up store. Let's go. You know, I'm a Ravenclaw. My brother is a Slytherin. What are you? And I was like, I'm an adult. Actually, I don't want to do that. So we have different ideas of fun. And so recently she wanted to go to see the AFL. She goes, I want to go see a footy game, and she wanted me to take her. Now, I don't know anything about the AFL, which I think you can tell by everything in front of me. I'm not a big footy guy. I'm more of a solitaire guy. But she was like, I want to go to the AFL. I want to go see Collingwood. She found a team she wanted to go. I want to see Collingwood. She loves magpies because she hasn't been swooped yet. And she's like, they're adorable. Do they have like a team song? And I did that Australian thing. You know that thing Australians do where you meet a foreigner and then you just lie to them for no reason? You're like, that'll be funny, I'm just going to make something up. So she goes, do they have like a team song? And I did that Australian thing of lying. And I went, oh yeah, Collingwood's got a song. It's, let's go, Maggie, Maggie, let's go, wah, wah. And then I swooped her. Now, she didn't believe me, which is totally fine. That's a ridiculous thing to tell someone. But she made a mistake, which is she didn't believe me, but instead of fact-checking it, with the internet, she fact-checked me with other Australian people. So we get on the train to go to the game. We're going to see Collingwood versus Essendon. We get on the train. My girlfriend's like, I can't believe you made that up. She goes up to these three guys, very drunk guys, on the train. She goes, hey fellas, I'm going to my first footy game. My boyfriend has told me there is a song for Collingwood, but I think he's lying. Is the song for Collingwood, let's go, Maggie, Maggie, let's go, wah, wah? And these absolute legends looked my girlfriend in the eye and went, yeah, that's the song. Of course that's the song. Let's all sing the song. So now it's me and her, 5 drunk guys on the train. We're all into it now. We're all going, wah, wah. It's the best day of my life. I love these boys. I would die for these boys. I was like, is this what it was like in Gallipoli? You're my boys. I love you. was doing it. So we go to the game, watching the game. Half time comes, my girlfriend goes, I'm going to go get us some food, I'm going to get us some drinks, I'm going to get us some water. And so she went down to get the food and the drinks. And she's there for a couple of minutes, and then she comes back and she's got, here's what happened. She's got a meat pie and a bottle of water for each of us. And she goes, babe, look who I found. And it's the guys from the train. They were in line waiting for food. They saw my girlfriend and they're like, oh my God, it's the Maggie girl. And they sauntered over and were like, hey, can we come sit with you? Because like we're so excited that you're enjoying your first footy game. And we've told our mates about you. And they were wondering if they could come watch you watch the footy. And she's like, of course, fellas, more the merrier. So my girlfriend came back with a bottle of water, a meat pie, and 15 men. Which is not the first time she's done that. And last quarter of the game, I'm not making this up, last quarter of the game, every time Collingwood scored, about 20 people stood up and went, wah, wah! It was the best day of my life. I'm single now, but it was worth it. It was a good day. All right, I got to go in a minute. You guys have been really lovely. Thank you very much for coming out. You're going to have a wonderful time. I'm so excited to be doing this venue because normally I play like crappy little venues in like little towns. You know, the towns, they're so small they don't have vowels anymore. You know, the Australian towns, they don't have A-E-I-O-U anymore. They don't go, Australia. They just go, ah! You know those towns? I travel a lot. I was in Adelaide recently and I have depression. I didn't before I was in Adelaide, but I do now. And I had my antidepressants with me, right? And I was travelling to Adelaide and I did a show and then I got back to my hotel and I opened up my bag to take my antidepressants and get this, they were gone because I flew Jetstar and the staff needed them. And I love Jetstar, it's the best. I make fun of them all the time. The other day someone came up to me after a show and they said, you shouldn't make fun of Jetstar, like you're a comedian, you travel for work. What if you make fun of Jetstar and then they come to a show and hear your jokes and get offended and then you're not allowed to fly Jetstar anymore? It's like, oh, what a tragedy. It's not a big deal, is it? I can tell, I've been doing comedy for 10 years and I can tell you Jetstar's not coming to a show, are they? No, they're going to be late. So, all right guys, my name's David Rose. Thank you very much. Good night.